Pedestrian safety on Greenwood and 3rd Streets is an important component to the redesign of those busy streets. The city is working on ways to make crossing as safe as possible. Check it out.
Right now we're standing at the intersection of Greenwood and 6th. The difficulty is crossing Greenwood Avenue. It's 5 lanes of traffic and it has traffic signals on either end of this approach. And it's difficult to get a gap that goes all the way across. And there's no place to rest in the middle. So pedestrian has to make it all the way across.
One of the biggest problems that the city is looking at to make Bend safer for bicycling and walking is slowing the speeds of motor vehicle drivers and making sure that bicyclists and pedestrians also follow the rules of the road.
Well, we're standing right now on 6th and Greenwood. And as you can see, there's a high volume of traffic, vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed, and it really creates a challenging environment for pedestrians who are walking along the street and who want to cross. Right, so every intersection in Oregon, even if it's unmarked, is a designated crosswalk, and motorists are required to yield to pedestrians. A lot of times, especially on busier, higher traffic streets, if it's an unmarked crosswalk, you'll have a really hard time and a real challenge getting motorists to yield the right-of-way to you.
We need to do more than just painting the crosswalk. We need to make sure that drivers have an awareness of the crossing, so advanced signing. We also need to make it easier to cross all 5 lanes, and so putting pedestrian refuges and islands in the middle to allow pedestrians to cross half at a time is going to be important.
Pretty much all of the intersections going along 3rd Street are tough for pedestrians to cross. There's a lot of traffic, it's wide, there's not the traditional pedestrian bulb outs that shorten the distance for pedestrians, and just a lot of traffic moving fast, so it makes it tough for a pedestrian to cross.
We'll be looking at a range of solutions, starting with something as simple as just painting a crosswalk and adding some advanced warning signs for motorists, all the way up to possibly looking at locations where we may consider putting in some sort of hybrid flashing hawk beacon that's basically like a half signal for pedestrians that requires motorists to come to a full and complete stop at a crosswalk.
Through this project, we're also looking at improving safety for people on bikes. What we found through our crash analysis was right turn hooks were particularly problematic at certain locations in town. Green paint is one of the tools the city and ODOT is looking at to increase the awareness for people on bikes as they're going across an intersection that there is a possibility of vehicles behind them turning. What we're seeing out of the studies coming from Portland is an increase in driver awareness in the areas that have the green paint in that conflict zone. Through our concept planning, we're going to be looking at individual locations to enhance how people get across the road. So we'll be looking at things to raise awareness on the part of the driver, raise awareness on the part of the pedestrian, as well as just increasing the ease with which someone can cross the road.
Well, some of the preliminary data was very encouraging. We saw that there are gaps in traffic where people have enough time to get across the street. Some of the challenges with the gaps is that you may have to wait up to 2 minutes or more to get a gap, and people sometimes just get tired of waiting and will try to dart out.
Commute Options encourages people to bicycle and walk, and so every day we're looking at people who tell us that it's difficult to cross the street. So we want to make it easy, friendly, safe for people to walk in Bend.